about that makes me think going there, and the hair picture she has of herself, the bigger headshot, looks fucking awful. Like, I would not go there to get my hair cut. I mean, I don't know. I have to drive you by it. We'll go by. We'll make it a point to go by and take a photo of this.
Okay.
We'll post this one up on Instagram because this is fucking people worthy. Like, everyone needs to see this. I cannot make this kind of shit up. It is crazy, the shit that we see in Chicago. Yep.
Amen. It keeps us entertained.
That is fucking faux show. Now let's talk about this big event this weekend. As most of you already have figured out, we record on Saturdays and we try to be ahead of stuff. Sometimes we are, sometimes we're not. It just happens. But this one is the big Game of Thrones finale. Everybody, I mean, I even heard them talking about Game of Thrones this morning on the radio. It is like fever pitch. It is huge.
Yeah, it's everywhere now.
It's huge. Now, I watch it every week. I am a huge fan. I love the show. I hope you don't watch it.
I don't. I've seen bits and pieces of the show. I know some of the background, but yeah, that's
I mean, it is what it is. I just love that kind of stuff. I'm a big fucking nerd, so it just is right up my bowling alley, if you will. But I thought we would do a little shot bet, if you will.
Man, I
Are
feel
you
like
down?
I'm down. These are going to become more common.
I kind of like the thought of them being more common. I think for me, it's you know me,
spice things up.
But also, if it's competition, I like that stuff.
Yes.
She did with the eye roll. It's very prominent. I just want to say I can see you no matter how far across the room you are. So to help Hope, because she's not familiar with a ton of the characters, I brought her a little synopsis. And I gave her a couple of cues on the last couple episodes to help her make her choice. Mm-hmm. Here's how this one's going to go. I will make a choice. Hope will make a choice. We will post this tomorrow, Sunday, the final episode. We'll post to our choices. If one of ours becomes the winner, if one of our picks take the throne, the other person has to do a shot.
Hell yeah.
Now, if we both lose... Because there's no measurable, there's no timed horse like the last time. If we both lose, then we both have to do a shot, each other's choice.
Fair.
Cool?
Cool.
All right, let's do this.
It's a deal.
I will go ahead and pick first since I'm the show familiar, right?
Yeah.
I am going with the most off-ball. I don't know. I mean, I know he's in the list. I know he's got some Vegas odds on him, but I don't think that most people are picking him. I think he's absolutely pretty far down the line, if you would say that, I guess. I'm going with Tyrion. Tyrion Lannister is my pick to take the throne. I think he has been, in these last couple episodes, showing his fairness, his concern for the people. He has been trying to help people lead. I love him. I think he is the one that is going to be the shocker end, and it's going to be him. That is my choice.
I feel like you've been alluding to that. Like, I'm not surprised that you picked that.
Yeah. Well, I talked to you about it.
Yeah.
Whether you've watched it or not, I just force it down your throat because I wanted to talk to you about it because I love the show so much.
Yeah, and I don't mind listening because it's cool. It seems like it's a cool show. I might eventually watch the whole series.
Well, once it ends, then you can just sit down and it's a lot.
Binge it. Oh, I know. I know. So the person I am picking is Sansa.
I think it's a safe bet. I think she's very likely going to be the end person on the throne. Mm-hmm. It won't be Dany. It won't be. They're going to kill the Mad Queen.
In the beginning of when I was watching semi-ish with my mom, I always thought that Daenerys, if I'm saying that correctly, I always thought that she would end up being the main person that would win it all. But now knowing what you've informed me of in the last couple episodes.
Yeah, I mean, the last episode specifically, she lost her fucking mind.
Yeah, I feel like that's no longer a thing.
Yeah.
So Sansa it is.
Yeah. I know a lot of people think it's going to be Jon. My opinion on it being Jon is I don't think it will happen simply because Jon doesn't want it. He doesn't want to be the king. He doesn't want to rule the kingdoms. It's the farthest thing from what he desires to be. Mm-hmm. But I do think he's going to be the one to kill Dany. And I think that is going to be the super high pitch. I think it's going to be a very emotional moment when it happens. I mean, Arya's a wild card still, though, because she is coming back on her white horse. Mm-hmm. So there is some wild card with her, but I don't think she's anywhere near. I mean, I don't think she's anywhere near. I would almost say Sansa would have to die in the last episode for Arya to take post. Okay. It would have to come to that.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I'm super stoked. I will be untouchable. I just cannot wait. And I want to do our brunch tomorrow and, have that. But man, it is going to be the biggest anticipation of my, like, the last couple of weeks. I feel like this one is the one I've been working up towards. And
I feel like I'm not going to see anything else besides Game of Thrones posts for the next...
On social?
Yeah. For the next, like...
few days.
3 days, I'm going to say.
Few days easily, yeah. It's going to be pretty heavy duty. No matter what happens, everybody's going to talk about the outcome. You're going to have people that are extremely pissed, the last one, which I wasn't. I probably am one of the opposite of it. I thought the way that the direction of it went was actually really well done. I like it a lot, but I know there are a lot of people that will disagree with me, that are pissed, that wanted it re-recorded, which, I mean, HBO's not going to stop and fucking re-record an entire episode just to please people. We've gotten to a stage where you can't please everybody.
Love it or you hate it.
Yeah, you can't please everybody,
no.
And you just got to be okay with that. That's where it's going. And the fact of the matter is that the show is going to turn out different from the books. The books aren't finished.
That's what I've heard as well.
Yeah, so when the book is finished, you'll actually find out who really does take the throne in the books. So if you don't like the TV outcome, wait for the books. And if you hate the books, well, then you didn't like either. I mean, that's just it. So, so our bet is in place, locked and loaded. And we will see Tyrion versus Sansa.
All right.
All right. Dun, dun, dun. We got to get sound effects.
I know.
I have to work on that. I've gotten a little bit. We need to work on it. I'm not that.
We're
pro
still
at
learning. This is episode 10.
It's episode 10, and we weren't editing our own up until episode 6.
6-ish. Yeah.
5, 6 or 7 even. I want to say maybe 6. I think 6 is when we started.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Still learning.
Still learning.
I say that every time. I make it a point.
Get it. I get it.
Anyways.
It is what it is. Okay, so we are at Meet the Betties. This podcast episode went kind of fast.
Yeah, it kind of did.
I feel like, I think we're in a little bit earlier than we usually are time-wise. But it's okay. Because next week I think we have quite a bit of content coming up. Because we have a bunch of stuff going on next week. A few things. And we'll have the brunch, which I'm sure something will go chaotically wrong. So the question was, what is something that you consider a luxury, but you do not think you could live without? So there's luxuries like getting like manscaped, or I'm trying to think for both sides of the coin, right?
Yeah.
Like for a guy like buying like fucking part to a car, like maybe that's not a luxury. You probably need that. But I'm trying to think of something like.
Oh, well, no, not necessarily, because if you deck out your car more than you need to, like I added a spoiler.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are people still adding fucking spoilers to cars?
Oh, yeah, I see them every fucking where.
Very Euro. I'm trying to think of something, but nonetheless, you get the message we're trying to get. There's some things that are luxuries that you're like, well, I fucking could live without that. But this is what's a luxury item, and it's surely a luxury, but you could not live without it. I know mine.
Go for it.
I literally posed.
I want to hear yours.
I will just say, I posed the question to Jay this morning before I could even answer what my answer was. He answered the exact answer I was going to answer. So there was no denying that that's what it was. It is my fucking phone.
Oh.
Dude, you know me. It is.
I was going to guess that, but I wasn't sure what direction you were going to go in.
No, it is my phone. It is a luxury. You can live without it. I could not live without my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck I would do. Like Jay said to me this morning, well, just read a book. And I was like, I do on my phone. My iPhone is my luxury must-have item.
See, the funny thing is, what I said, my luxury item is the internet. Like, I need to have internet.
But I think, well, okay, I get that, because I get my internet from my phone. If I didn't have my phone, I wouldn't. I get my internet on my laptop, too.
But How am I going to stay entertained? I don't think I've played a board game in years.
I played board games.
But yeah, the internet. Like I do everything's on there.
Uh-huh.
Like when I have weird questions, I ask Google.
That's your phone though. But you're going through your phone.
Not necessarily, because even when I'm working on personal stuff or whatever, if I'm talking to someone, I'll be computer or phone, doesn't matter.
True, because I use my computer. I use my phone far more, though.
Or Alexa, even. I'll ask Alexa.
Yeah, that's true. I ask Alexa a lot of shit.
So it's like, I really do need internet. I have gone to international places where internet is not available, and I was a struggle. Because you're so used to always having some form of it around you,
Yeah.
whether it's your phone or your computer,
Yeah.
that when it's time to kind of disconnect, not that I'm saying it was a bad experience, but it's definitely like a shock to the system.
But the one thing, I guess my point is like, if you, now when it comes like Instagram and when it comes to apps, those aren't necessarily run through, those are run through data channels. So they're not necessarily the internet. Because there's a lot of apps that don't even, you can't access them on your computer or your laptop.
Yeah.
You can only access them on your phone, and they are super fucking entertaining, right? But I get what you're saying, because I would agree with that too. The internet is kind of a what, you don't know what to do without it anymore.
It's shocking. I mean, I don't know how it is now, because when I did travel international, it was a while ago. Some places still don't have good internet. They just don't.
I mean, you can go to places in the U.S. that still don't have good internet.
But like, I feel like it's more of a common thing here than it is outside. I
traveled to Asia, and I can tell you the internet is non-existent in some places there, and getting data, even, there's no data, so you are kind of brought back to, what feels like the Stone Age. You might as well have to like create fucking fire to have light, because that's how it feels. But yeah, I get it.
That's my luxury item.
I can get behind it. I can get behind both. I think both. I would have a hard time living without either one.
And I can definitely see the phone, because obviously having an iPhone now versus like a Motorola Razr back in 2005.
Bro, I had a sidekick.
There's a big difference.
A sidekick. So yeah, there's a very big difference, I think. But even then, you still had so many things you could do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There were still things you could do. Granted, now it's far more. You're basically walking around with a handheld computer.
Yeah.
Whereas it was a bit different then. Like, I mean, once upon a time, too, you had to dial in with fucking, fucking, yeah, you've got mail. Like, you had to go through the fucking AOL channels, and,
oh my God,
those days are gone. I think AOL Messenger is totally gone now, too. I think it died this year.
AIM.
Yeah, AIM.
What's your AIM name?
What's your AIM name? Oh my God, I totally forgot. ASL. Fucking
I
totally
still remember
love the
mine.
internet.
It was so...
Oh my God, I don't remember my AIM at all. I don't remember my AIM.
Mine was very interesting.
What was it?
Petit, Spunk, and then I think I had a number after it.
The word spunk, though, really. It's kind of...
That was my AIM name.
I just think...
Not spank.
No, spunk. Like spunk. That's another fucking, I believe that's another word for cum.
It?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. Where's my phone's on the floor. I can't grab it.
Hold
Look
on.
it up. Because I am pretty sure.
But don't people call people spunky?
Yeah, but
like
I
Punky
think
Brewster, but
wow,
spunky?
so you were going for Punky Brewster, but you missed it and went right straight for a cum word.
I need to Google this.
I need
my
to look
internet.
it up. I know. See, right there. There you go. Proving positive. But you're doing it on your phone, so I'm still like taking the key there. But I'm pretty look up if people call it, because I know I've heard that. Spunk is another word for cum.
Ew.
Is, right?
What the fuck?
I told you.
Oh, man.
It's fucked up that I know all the fucking code words for cum, too. But
I'm going to do, what is the definition, period?
yeah, but we're not looking for a definition.
But I'm
We're
kinda
looking for, that's
the
a
slang.
code. The slang, because that's when people say, the minute you said it, I was like, why was she calling herself petite cum?
Look, it says courage and determination.
Listen, you can make it what you want to, but mainstream people, except for you that want it to be something else, it was cum. So you
Even
were
back then?
you were basically petite, you were little cum.
Oh, God, that's so terrible.
I think spunk's been around for a very long time
need
as
to,
a code word.
Make sure that's deleted off of the internet.
Don't worry, little cum. I won't tell anybody.
Oh, God. I feel red hot right now. Like, it's just... It's literally coming over me.
I'm going to get you
I'm sweating.
I'm going to get you one of those little badges that say my name is. I'm going to get you one. My name is
if
Little
you
Cum.
don't even...
And then underneath it, AKA Petite Spunk. This is the best ending to this podcast ever.
Chrissie.
I am so glad I asked you what that was. Best ending ever.
What was yours? Harley Quinn 12, 12, 12?
No, it wasn't, but that's my Google, you fucker. Thanks for throwing that out there. Or maybe that's my PlayStation. No, I think that's my Google. I think that's my Google Hangouts.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
just
can't
took
remember.
A wild guess.
No, it wasn't Harley